Today I want to showcase a artist, or specifically an album, that to me is like if you took a Tim Burton movie and turned it into an album of music, and the artist draws influence from art pop like Kate Bush and experimentation and lots of different instruments like Frank Zappa. That's the closest I can get to describing this group. But yeah, so a little bit of backstory. I'm a huge fan of the artist Phoebe Bridgers. Yeah, Phoebe Bridgers. And she recently started a record label called Satisfactory Records, like literally last year, I think. And since making the record label, she signed like 3 or 4 different artists, and I've tried to check out the releases from each of these artists. There was some controversy surrounding one artist, and I didn't really love all that much of what I heard. That's just my personal preference, with one exception. This is a group called Sloppy Jane, for some reason. um, and they did an NPR Tiny Desk thing, and that was my first introduction to them. And I have no, I chose my favorite song off the album to showcase here, but I really don't know how to describe their music, especially since almost anything, like if you go and look them up on YouTube, everything you find is going to be totally different from each other in tone and style and everything. It's very interesting to me how diverse, creative, and unique this group is. And all of their old stuff sounds nothing like their new album on Phoebe Bridgers' record label. So, yeah. This album is called Madison, and it came out in 2021. The song is called Jesus and Your Living Room Floor, which is my favorite song on the album. It's kind of slow. I just really like the mood and the storytelling of the track. The lyrics are really cool in my opinion. I would recommend giving the album a listen. How long is the album? It's like 40. Yeah, it's kind of a long listen. So if you like it, I'd recommend trying the album. The beginning starts with this incredible orchestration piece that's just beautiful and haunting, and like I said, reminds me of like Danny Elfman type of, like I said, Tim Burton-esque movie, really. And then the instrumentation gets a little bit more normal as opposed to being an orchestra. You've got like guitars and drums and stuff. I think this song is primarily piano. And yeah, so Sloppy Jane is fronted by, what's her name? A big part of the project and why I did it, says Sloppy Jane's Haley Doll of her Satisfactory debut Madison, was because it felt similar to being a little kid and buying an outfit that was too big that I'd have to grow into. I really valued from the start that making Madison gave me someone I had to become. The record, which she first conceived of back in late 2017, is a grand gesture, a statement about big love and about growing into yourself in the process. So normally Sloppy Jane was like started as a three-piece punk band. This album had 21. She had 21 bandmates. The entire album was recorded in a cave over the course of like 2 months or 3 months. So it has a very interesting sound to it because it was recorded in a cave. All the music videos are also down in a cave. They had to use a crane to lower a grand piano in there. I can't even imagine what the budget was for something like that. And the album itself, I really enjoyed it. The lyricism is very haunting. The imagery is very vivid. The vocalizations on a lot of the tracks is very, very powerful and interesting, all the choices that they make. And I really like the group. Some of their stuff is kind of much. I'm very glad that my introduction to them was the NPR set, and then there was like another live video of them from a thing called Jam in the Band, because their style of performing can be very like off-putting at the beginning. It's very much a performance art, especially to the Haley Dahl. I hope that's how you pronounce her name. But in everything that I've seen by her, she's very there's a lot of emotion in their performances, and a lot of like choreographed or seemingly choreographed bits or dance things that like I said, reminded me a tiny bit of like Kate Bush, but like more dark, I guess. Yeah, I feel like I could talk about this band for a long time because I really went down a rabbit hole with them. Yeah, so you could do the same if you like it. Again, this song is just my favorite one off the album. There's no particular reason why I'm choosing it. It's kind of long. I would highly recommend giving the album a listen if you enjoy what you hear here. Again, it is like an art pop album, and I know not everyone's gonna like that, but yeah. Anyway, let's get into it. 3, 2, 1. So you can like hear the cave in the background. Pull up the lyrics.
When I finally die, won't you bury me in the same suit that you buried her in? Tell them I was murdered by a gun, found taken down by my long lost son, and tell them I was loved, that you always loved me. I know you didn't, but spare them the vision of me in my kitchen. 6 weeks past extinction, photo in my hands that are cold as your mother's, of 2 children laughing before they got gutted, and now they're a crime scene. They're proof of a story I sell page by page, door to door. A story I sell page by page, door to door. It's a story I sell door to door.
How powerful the theme is.
I pledge allegiance to Jesus, Jesus and your living room floor. I pledge allegiance to Jesus, Jesus and your living room floor. I pledge allegiance to Jesus, Jesus and
I hope they don't block. That would be sad. But I'm gonna let it play. Gonna let the next one go. The next one's way shorter.
You cleaned the dirt from your shoes out of Judy Bruce's bedroom. The gesture did not get you very far.
I learned this on guitar.
Because when they found her dead in the foldings of her dress, there was fibers from the lining of your car. La 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 la.
Such a morbid song.
La 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 la. Wow wow wow. La 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 la. It was painted blue in Judy Bruce's bedroom. She had gels and ribbons for her hair. But memories look different from overseas and from the electric chair. La 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 la. Wow wow wow. La 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 la. They say Judy has fallen to pieces. Judy surrounded by policemen. Judy does whatever she pleases, 'cause she's with Jesus now. Everybody. Judy has fallen to pieces. Judy surrounded by policemen. Judy does whatever she pleases, 'cause she's with Jesus now. One more time. Judy has fallen to pieces. Judy surrounded by policemen. Judy does whatever she pleases, 'cause she's with Jesus now. She's with Jesus now.
All right, I'm gonna end up playing the whole album, so I've got to stop now. Yeah, every single song on this record's different, and then if you went and listened to their older stuff, it's it's crazy how many different times they've changed up their style. I love how many different things they experiment with, and the live recordings from their debut show after this was released. She's got a whole like there's 21 band members, 21-piece orchestra behind her, plus the main instrument players, and her very commanding stage presence it's very cool. Anyway, yeah, I feel like they are underrated and should have more people who know about their stuff. So anyway, yeah, the entire album tells multiple stories. I think it's multiple stories, The album kind of gives this morbid horror, domestic horror type feel to it. The whole thing has this, it feels like it's hinting that there's some form of domestic abuse behind, just underneath the surface. And it goes into a few different stories about different people and just some different events in their lives, and kind of dramatizes it and makes it into these, very morbid or grotesque storylines that are also hauntingly beautiful in a way. The album itself, I really like the album. On first listen, it was awesome. Subsequent listens revealed, in my opinion, a couple of there's just some moments that kind of went on a little longer than they needed to. This is just my opinion, and I'm not trying to critique the album. I'm just saying a thing that I had, just a thought that I had, because within the context of the album, there's two different songs I think that I'm thinking of, and they are more an experience than a song. and both of them are pretty long. I think one of them is significantly longer than the other one, though. And on the first time listening to it, it goes very well with everything else that's going on. And on the second time, I like wanted to skip over the parts because there's like one part where she's just in the cave and you can hear her counting down from like from 10 to 1. And then she has everyone else also count down with her from 10 to 1. And they do it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. I think at some point like a piano comes in or violins come in, but the it's almost ritualistic, which there's a lot of things that you could say that like you could look at it in a certain way as an experience or as like a ritualistic part of the album that it definitely adds something. But if I'm remembering correctly, it goes on for like 5, 6, 7 minutes and is like a little bit tedious to listen to after listening to it once. But aside from that, I feel like it's a pretty solid record, and I also love the potential of it. Like, there's so many really cool themes that are being explored here, and this artist and all of the people that she works with they've been honing their skills for a long time now. And this getting signed to this record label is like their big push forward, you know? And I feel like if this was this good, imagine if this gets some backing behind it, how incredible the next record will be, you know? I really like the gothic and creepy vibe of it. I like the orchestration, which are two things that their earlier stuff always had like a disturbing element, but it felt more like a shock rock type feel as opposed to like I can't even put a word on it, so I'm just going to keep saying Burton-esque thing. But yeah, I really like it. And yeah, let's take a look at the lyrics really quick for Jesus on Your Living Room Floor. It's very dramatic lyrics. When I finally die, won't you bury me in the same suit that you married her in? Tell them I was murdered by a gun, found, taken down by my long-lost son. So this song, again, there's undertones of abuse here, in my opinion. And one of the things that makes this record very haunting is that it never tells you bluntly why the characters are the way that they are. Like in the Judy song, you know, Judy has fallen to pieces surrounded by policemen. She does whatever she pleases because she's with Jesus now. She obviously died and was killed by someone. Like at the beginning of the song, they kind of hint that she was brutally murdered. And in fact, the two songs might even be connected, you know? That's what I thought when I first listened to it. So anyway, this says, found taken down by my long-lost son. Did she have to give up her son because the husband made her, you know? Or not husband, boyfriend, because he married someone else. Tell them I was loved, that you always loved me. I know you didn't, but spare them the vision of me in my kitchen 6 weeks past extinction. Yeah, so she's long dead. So no one even noticed. She was gone for more than a month. A photo in my hands that are cold as your mother's. So the person's mother's already dead and she's dead, and the photo has 2 children laughing before they got gutted. Now they're a crime scene. They're proof of a story. A story I sell, page by page, door to door. I pledge allegiance to Jesus in your living room floor. Now every night I dream of new answers, of crying in limousines, of faking brain cancer. Tell them I was eaten by monsters in caves and they spat up my bones and I could not be saved. Tell them you were happy that you got to know me. I know you didn't, but it's better than showing me covered in ants in my room on the floor, still clutching that same old plastic horse. I don't need to know much as long as I'm sure. Problem is, you're never sure of anything. Also, I love how at this part, like covered in ants and now every night I dream of new answers, we had this building instrumentation in the background that sends shivers down your spine. Reminds me of older horror movies. And then just the end is just, I pledge allegiance to Jesus in your living room floor. And I think Phoebe Bridgers actually sings with her on this one, so that's pretty cool. And And then Judy Bruce's Bedroom is a song that I actually, when this came out, I covered it on my Instagram and told people to go listen to the album because I really like the album. And the album only has 4,000 views. I'm sure it probably has more on Spotify, but I haven't checked Spotify. So, yeah, thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys soon. Check out the album if you like it, and links down below in the description to the album. And this artist also doesn't have that many social media followers, so I'll link their socials down below as well. All right, thanks for watching. Deathstroke 9 out.